And down at the bottom, there's toy box announce. So this is kind of a, hit yes there. This is kind of an environment we created for demo purposes. So it's pretty built up, but it's everything in there a player could eventually do once they unlock enough toys. So it's a pretty robust, for all intents and purposes, like a level builder. As you, like I mentioned, you unlock toys with the spins, through the playset shops, and a number of different ways with figures. And that all goes into the toy box then and becomes part of your inventory. So if you hit the back button, you can get an idea just how robust that inventory becomes. It's the right side there, that one. Yeah, there you go. So this is kind of like what would be a fully unlocked toy box. All the stuff from all the different play sets. If you hit the right bumper button, you can scroll through the different pages. So you'll see there's NPCs you can populate the world with. There's enemies you can populate the world with. A lot of basic building blocks. There's racetracks. Those pipes are grind rails. And then there's a bunch of stuff from the playsets, like the buildings that are in the playsets, and then the pieces of buildings that are in the playsets. There's more terrain that you can use to build, trees and shrubbery you can use to decorate it. Then there's these things that we call creativitoys, and these are sort of like game building mechanics. So you'll have something like a trigger area, which is that yellow cube, and you can put that down, and we'll run through it a little bit after we do the basic building mastery, but you can put that down and connect it to another effect like a firework launcher, and when the character moves through the trigger area, it'll set off the firework launcher. So it's sort of like a way to make the world of your toy box come alive. So the way we start out normally out of the box is the consumer is given an intro, and it's sort of a thematic framing of Infinity, but it also acts as a basic tutorial for everything that you kind of learn through the play sets there. So it teaches you how to run and jump and double jump. And then once you get into the toy box, we sort of start you out, it's not like an environment like this, it's a little more basic. And there'll be areas where you go to and it'll pop up a tutorial. And basically, since it's sort of a level builder, we want to teach kids and consumers how to use all the different things that they have at their disposal. So the way we do it in this demo is if you want to hit the pause menu real quick, we can jump in. Actually, you might need to place him or hit back for hit the B button to get out of there. So if you hit pause and go to travel. Sorry, that'd be the other side there. There you go. So go down to travel and then go to mastery adventures, and the top one in there is building mastery. So this will take you through the basics of building in the toy box, and once you complete this one, then it'll unlock more advanced tutorials that teach you a little more of the deeper stuff, and we can kind of just do that on our own once you're done with this, because since it's a demo, we don't have all the tutorials in there. So basically the premise of this one, since you can't really hear it, is this little pirate guy has a treasure map, and it's telling him to look for certain landmarks, but the landmarks aren't actually here, so we have to build them and put them in. So it's kind of giving you the intro on the VO, and then it'll have button prompts, and those will teach the user what to do next, in the tutorial, and then it teaches them the basics of building. So it tells you how to bring the builder up, and then if you hit Y, that teaches you that there's a different view available. So you can do the page view that we were doing, or you can do this build mode view, and this you're able to scroll on a ribbon and just see each thing one at a time, and it'll pop it into the world so you can kind of see what it looks like in the world. And then it teaches you that you can move it around with the stick and place it with the A button, so just pop one in there and hit A. And then it wants you to put two more in, and it wants you to use different ones, so it's teaching you how to page through the different items using the left or the right trigger. So go ahead and hit that and then put them in there. And then it wants you to do one more. So you also get a sense for the red box is an area where you can't put something because it might be touching something else or going through something else. And then the blue box will tell you that it's all clear and you can place it. So now he's told that there's a hill that he has to climb up, but there's no hill there, so they want you to put it in, so they have you bring up the editor again. And so this teaches you kind of how to move objects. So you've got this bluff you've got to put in. So if you move with the left stick, you put it flush with the hill in the box there. and then it'll let you place it, and that kind of teaches you, where something can be placed and how to move it around. So the next step is follow him to the next green arrow prompt. And so this next one is going to teach you how to rotate things. So if you pop in there you go. And then you'll get sort of another little blurb about a chasm or a small crack he's supposed to be able to jump across. Turns out to be a large chasm, so you got to figure out a way to get across it. So they'll show you how to place the super cannon and then how to rotate it. So if you put it down there, it's not pointing in the right direction, so they want you to rotate. So if you use the D-pad, you can move it on its same plane and rotate it around and then have it point the right way. And then once it lights up blue, hit the A button to place it, and it'll shoot you across there. So we take the user through and teach them step by step in a way that's kind of amusing with a little story behind it. So the next one, it goes to the end of this bridge and teaches you how to rotate the camera and raise things up and down. So again, you'll open the editor, and then the right stick is what you use to move the camera around in Toybox. So you can swing it around there to the side, and then raise and lower again with the D-pad. And when you're in the actual Toybox, you can put things way up in the sky and place them there if they're building objects, and you could like build a castle in the sky, or you can put a cave, underground and make an underground lair. It's pretty, wide open. There's a huge space that you can build in, and basically pretty large number of toys that you can put in the world and populate with. So here we're kind of teach you some of the basic editing tools. So there's a wand that's available on the right bumper, and when you equip this allows you to change things that are already in the world. So hit RB, it's the top trigger there, and now scroll with the right stick down to the wand. And so these are all the things that are equipable with your hand, or you can put them on your back. So right now we're going to grab the wand, which keep going up a little bit more here, and about 6 or 7 more up. There you go. So hit A to grab that. So now you can edit things with that. So if you hit the left trigger to aim, you'll see a little glow box around an item. So swirl that around to the statue. He wants you to delete that. So when you've highlighted that, you'll see this little prompt box pops up. If you hit B, that'll delete it. And then we carry you through the other functions of that in the next couple steps. So that's a quick way, like if you put something in there, you want to delete it, you just bring up the wand and delete it that way. We also have a more advanced version called Spark Mode, where you turn into like a little cursor and you can move around anywhere in the world and you have kind of the same functionality. So on this one, basically he's telling you, you got to put the Cave of Wonders down. So if you open that up, it's another lesson of how to move things up and down and align them with other objects. So if you push that all the way down there and then place it, and then it'll open up the cave and you can go through there. So the last part that they teach you is how to move an item once it's already been placed. So if you go through here, they'll have you grab that cave across the way there with the wand. So hit left trigger. And now you'll notice the bottom has, on the A button, those arrows that allows you to move an item. So if you hit that and then use the left stick to move it around, that'll move an item that's already been placed in the world, and then hit A to put it in its new spot. And then basically that's your basic building tutorial.